Hey, this is Peter from American Tent, and today is Monday, so it's Monday Tent Talk. Today we're going to talk about Sidewall, and we're going to show you a couple of tips and tricks about Sidewall. My partner Bryce right here, he's going to lend a hand, and we're going to show you what we're going to do here. First thing I wanted to say was, if you're going to be efficient at hanging sidewall, you need to learn how to store, fold, and transport your sidewall. There are certain ways to do it that work, and there are certain ways that get the job done, but not quite as efficiently. We're going to show you the most efficient way. So the first thing I wanted to say is, piece of sidewall is laid out on the ground, we're ready to fold it. If you'll notice, the clips for hanging it, the open end of that clip is facing up. The reason it's facing up is so it doesn't snag anything as you're folding. Second reason is, facing up allows us to do the next phase, which is hanging the sidewall. So we're gonna do what's called a fan fold here. Bryce and I are gonna fold this. You can stay on this side here. And a fan fold is basically done just like this. We're going to pick a midpoint here that we're gonna fold, and then we're both gonna reach out. We're gonna play a little tug of war with each other, and we're just gonna fold the sidewall in like that. Then we're going to do it again, play a little tug of war, and we're going to fold it in again and again until we have this totally folded up. Okay, now once we're to this width, we're ready to do one of two things. If the sidewall is serviceable, in other words, it's going to go right back on your shelf or right to another job, typically what most people do is they will fold the sidewall in thirds like this. Same thing on the other side. Fold this in. And then one more time, right like that. Now, that gives you a very nice flat package that sits in a truck, sits on a shelf, doesn't unfold. And if you stack them all with the single fold out, you can count the sidewall without making mistakes. So that's the way I recommend for doing sidewall. If you're going to reuse it, it doesn't need any service. Now, let's assume we took this sidewall down and it had a couple of clips torn off, or it's very dirty, that type of thing. Then instead of folding, what we would do is we would roll the sidewall up right like this. And that would designate now that this sidewall needs service. It can't go back out until it's been serviced, washed, repaired, that type of thing. I don't recommend the rolling method for normal transport because they don't stack very well. They don't sit, they're hard to count, they do kind of unroll. The flat fold is the best way to go. So onward, we're going to go outside and we're going to hang some sidewall, and I'll show you why we did what we just did. Welcome back after a little break. We're now outside and ready to hang that piece of sidewall. If you look down in front of me, you can see this is the tri-folded piece of sidewall that we folded up inside the office building, and we're ready to hang it. So the first thing you need to do is just open it up and find the clips here. You always want to hang sidewall with the open end of the clip facing the inside of the tent, not the outside of the tent. The reason for that is the way the sidewall is manufactured. The shiny side has the ultraviolet sun inhibiting chemicals and so on in the vinyl, and on the inside it's a duller, and it does not have that same quality to the vinyl. So you want the shiny side facing out. We're going to start at this corner and we're going to run down that length of the tent. So what we need to do is just grab this piece of sidewall. We want to find the open end so it faces in, and we're going to put this on our shoulder, right like this. And now I can take this piece of sidewall, find the first clip, and I can clip it up right here just to hold it in place. We also have overlap clips right here that allow us to connect multiple pieces of sidewall together, or these would also be used to maintain a piece of sidewall around a pole. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to bring this around the pole, snap it into itself, and now we're ready to go. The reason that I showed you how to fold this, and this is the method that I prefer, is one person can hang sidewall. You don't need a drop cloth, and it's very, very fast. This sidewall is going to unfold right off my shoulder just by me walking backwards, and then about every, I don't know, 8 to 10 feet, I will stop, reach up, hang one clip onto, and then continue on. Now, I can have a partner if I desire. They can follow behind me hooking it, or I can just get all the way down here and then walk back and hook it all up. So this is the way we hang sidewall. We get all the way down here to the end. When we get to the end, same thing, we hook, and now we can either go around the pole if we're creating just an ending sidewall, or if we have another piece of sidewall to continue on, we can make the connection right here. So we're going to go back. The sidewall is just basically hung right now. Now we can come back and make it look really good. So I'm going to bring this around and make the connection back here. Make the connection back here. Now the sidewall is solidly anchored on this side pole, and now we can put the rest of our clips onto the sidewall rope. If you notice, I'm pulling this tight as I go to take all of the slack out so that we have a very nice tight sidewall, so that we can resist any wind or rain or any of the other effects that Mother Nature sends at us. So the first thing you want to do when you go to take sidewall down is you take your overlap clips off the pole so that the sidewall is loose, and then you leave the first clip attached, and then it's the reverse of what we put up. You just take it like this and you let the sidewall kind of hang down. You're not going to take all the clips off because you got to keep it from getting into the dirt and getting dirty. So I'm going to take this all the way to the end. That one, and do the overlaps. Now we're ready to take the sidewall down. So the key to sidewall is to just basically bunch it up on your shoulder just like I unfolded it, but refold it so that you can take it to the drop cloth and get it folded up. I see a lot of people just lay it on the ground and they fold it. I don't recommend that. You should treat your sidewall just like your tent tops. It should never touch the ground, always on a drop cloth. So what we're going to do is this. We're just bunching it up, keeping it off the ground as much as we can. And then we would take this to a drop cloth, spread it out, and we would fold it like we did in the first part of this video. That's it for Monday Tent Talk on Sidewall.